welcome to the Active Life online studio. Today we are going to be doing a lower body, full mobility power flow. So we're going to be working on really centering in the hips and pelvis, adding some more strength into our core, and really helping us take those postures that help us stand at length in a good position that's not going to be hurting us or feeling uncomfortable after a while. This video, of course, is part of my posture program, so you can check that out in the training plan if you'd like. So today, like I said, we're going to be doing lower body. We're going to be using our mat. I have a padding for my knees so that I can put something underneath. You can always fold up your mat or something else, blankets, towels, whatever works for you. Or maybe you don't even need any padding. I also have some blocks that I'm going to be using for stability, so that is optional for you as well. I'll of course demonstrate how to do it with and without, so that you guys can get the workout that works for you. Okay, lower body. Let's get into this. We're going to start with some deep breathing. We're going to get our feet really grounded in. I want you to give a moment to really stretch out those toes. Really, maybe give them a little bit of a wiggle if they've been in shoes or whatever for a while. Stretch out your toes, really ground your feet in. I want you to stand up nice and tall, and I want you to concentrate on pushing all four corners of each foot into the mat. So that's the little bump underneath the big toe, and underneath the little toe, and the back two corners of your heels. So really grounding your feet in there. We're going to pull our energy up from the ground, breathing in, bringing our arm up. Big inhale and exhale out. Again, big inhale and exhale out. We're going to go to one side, so bringing one arm up, you're going to stretch out through that side body there. Just leaning slightly to the other side. And back through the other side. And now we're going to start working our energy back down. And we're going to start by just moving the hips just a little bit. Just moving them around in nice little circles. So think of tipping those hips. Think of your hips as a nice big bucket. So you're tipping them back and forth and moving it around, getting a good full motion through those hips. Now let's start bringing the knees into it a little bit. Bending at the knees. It's hard to do when you think about it. So we're just bringing our hips around, and then we're going to start making it a really big motion, bringing the full body into it. Your shoulders should be moving as well. Arms up, arms down, wherever feels comfortable for you. Full body movement all the way around. All right, and you're going to shake it out a little bit. We're going to take another big inhale in, reach up and forward, fold down. Reaching low and letting your body just hang, letting your neck hang, relaxing into that fold. You can give a little bend into your knees if that makes it a little bit more comfortable. You can give a big bend into your knees if that makes it a little bit more supportive, so you can be straight up if it feels comfortable. My knees hyperextend a little bit, so it feels a little bit more comfortable to have a slight bend. Or you can bend them right down and hang your chest. Whatever feels best for you. And we're going to come up on your next inhale, come all the way up. We're going to do a little bit of a up and down flow here, so you're going to come back down as you breathe out. And reach down and come halfway up, so bringing your back up nice and straight, neck straight, head pointing out, however that's comfortable for you. Hands on your thighs, and then back down. And then we're gonna come all the way up. Breathe in, reach up, and exhale, come back down again. On your inhale, half lift, and back down. And inhale all the way up. We're gonna do 3 more of these. Bringing a little bit of motion into that lower back. Half up and back down. And all the way up. Moving as you breathe, connecting mind and breath and body. And all the way up. Once more, coming down, half lift, back down, and all the way up again. And arms down to your side. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of chair pose here. So we're going to feet about hip width apart, hinging at the hips forward. If you need to have something to hold on to for this, go ahead. Or you can bring your arms all the way up, whatever feels right for you. You're gonna sit back like you're sitting into a chair. Make sure those knees are back, that you don't wanna have them flying forward. Back behind your toes. Hips at neutral. Spine as straight as it goes. You can have hands at heart center. Hands up, hands on a chair, whatever works for you. You're gonna hold and we're gonna breathe. We're gonna feel that power in our legs. Honestly, if it doesn't feel great to just stay still, move it a little bit. A little bit of wiggle. And holding that squat. Deep breathing. We're gonna hold it for 1 more deep breath. And come up nice and slow and shake it out a little bit. All right, we're gonna do that 1 more time, guys. We're gonna work on bringing some strength into these hips and legs so they can hold us nice and tall. When you're ready, hinge forward, sit back, and hold and breathe. And move it around if you need, whatever feels good. You're gonna have your hands on your thighs. One more deep breath here. And coming up and shaking it out. You can walk it out a little bit. Let all that blood flow come back through. How'd that feel for you? Is that feeling weak? Were you feeling a little tippy one way or the other? Was it hard to hold the balance? Pay attention to some of these things because these are the things that might indicate some different muscle imbalances. If you ever want to talk more about what you feel during one of my workouts, come and join me in the Facebook group. All right, I'm just talking to let my legs, regain some of that feeling. All right, we're gonna do a high knee lift and then a lunge. So this is going to be a stepping forward on your mat, head of your mat. High knee lift, stepping back, lunging down, and coming back forward. So we're going for full mobility here. High knee lift, stepping back. Give it a little stretch for a moment there. Plant that heel down, and then bring that heel to the ground 90 degrees, as close to 90 degrees as you can, and come back up and forward and switch and back and down and up and knee lift and back and down and up. Find your rhythm, find your balance. If you feel a little tippy at any point and you start to get a little off kilter, go ahead and stop, plant your feet down, and regain your balance. Don't try to keep moving while correcting. Okay, one more on each side, lifting up, back, and down, and in, and up, back, down, and in, and let it rest. All right, we're gonna move back into a nice little hold. That's gonna give us a little bit of stretch in here. So we're gonna step one foot forward, stagger your feet a little bit so that they're not one by the other. Give yourself a bit of a wider base of support if you need it. Both feet pointing forward if you can. If you need to kilter that foot a little bit in the back, go ahead. Heels down, front knee forward, back straight, arms up. You can bring hands to heart center as well. Hands up and reaching back just slightly if you can. We're going to take a few deep breaths here. Feel the power in the legs holding us up strong. And breathe. And forward fold, straightening that front leg and reaching forward. Step that front knee forward, or front foot forward into a forward fold. Breathe in, come up. Exhale. Step the opposite foot back. Take a moment to find your base of support. Widen those legs. Both feet pointing forward if it's comfortable. Push that front knee forward, keeping that back heel planted on the ground. Lift your arms up or hands to heart center and stretch it up. And we're gonna hold here and breathe. These are the poses that will help you hold these positions for a long time. If you have to stand in line for a long time or your job involves a lot of standing, these are the poses that you want to do to help get that posture and the endurance in the muscles strong enough to hold you there without pain for the day. Just in case you were wondering why we're doing it. And one more deep breath here. And forward fold, straightening out that front leg. Coming down to the ground. If you need to give a little twist to your back feet, whatever makes it feel more comfortable for you. Remember, everybody is different, so what works for me might not work for you. And we're going to step that back foot forward into a forward fold. Reaching up. And exhale. And walk it out, walk it out. All right, we're going to get a little bit of circumduction into our hips now. So I want you to find a steady point. So this is going to take a little bit of balance here. So if you want to have a wall or something to hold on to, go ahead. If you need to stop, take a drink of water. I do. All right, so standing tall. We're going to be doing some circumduction. So you're going to shift your weight over to one side, bring your leg up, out, and in. Of course, if this is not feeling good standing up, you can do this sitting down as well. Shift your weight to the other side, knee up, out, and down. And shift, and over, and up, and down. And shift, and up, and over, and down. And getting into the rhythm of it. Feeling those muscles move and stretch. A couple more on each side. One more. And down. Okay. And keep those legs out wide. Standing up nice and tall. We're going to work on some of those side glute muscles with some side lunges. Also, this gets in the inner thighs here. So we're going to do some side lunge flows, and we're going to drop over one side. Again, just like the squats, you want to make sure that your knee is staying over your toes, not flying way forward. Adjust your width of your stance if it feels uncomfortable. So you're dropping to one side, knee over toes, coming up and dropping over. Try and keep your back up straight. Try and avoid folding all the way forward. Keeping your chest open. We're just gonna flow from side to side. This is another one where I like to little dance into it. Flow from side to side. And breathe. And in and out. Back and forth. We're gonna do 2 more on each side. 1 and 1 and 2 and 2. And bring those feet together, heel toe, till they're back under your hips. And take a deep breath in. And exhale out. And shake them out. All right, now's the time when if you have a pad for your knee, you want to grab that. So I just have a rolled up old yoga mat here. Works fabulously. Takes a lot of pressure off my knees, which means that while I'm doing my workouts, I can be focusing on engaging the muscles that I'm supposed to be working on instead of cringing because my knees are digging into the hard ground. For a long time, I would just not bother, but there's definitely huge merits to having something under those knees, making it a little bit more comfortable. So we are going to be doing a kickback crunch. So we're going to come down, hands and knees, hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Take a moment here to take a deep breath and then drop the stomach. Point that tailbone up. And exhale, round it out, tuck that tailbone under. Have a couple of those. Work on the mobility of those hips and your spine a little bit. All right, so we're gonna be doing a kickback crunch. So you're going to be kicking back, nice and straight. You're not lifting up really high. You don't wanna have a big bend in your back. You're just lifting up, crunching in. Lifting up, crunching in. Lift, knee to nose. Keep breathing, breathe in and out. And in as you extend, out as you curl in. One more on this side. And back down. Readjust, shift your weight to the other side. Give your wrists a moment if needed. And we're going to breathe in, lifting up, breathing out, tucking in. Extending out fully. Few more. And one more. And come back to center. You take a moment, sit back if you want. You take some weight off your wrists, grab some water. It's kicking my bottle so I have to move it. We're going to be doing some rainbows next. So like the kickbacks, we're going to be on our tabletop. We're going to extend one leg out and we're going to be bringing it up, over to one side of the mat, and then up, over to the other side of the mat. Bringing nice, big, round movements into it. Try to, more than just bring them up and over as much as you can. And just swing it back and forth. So you're going to be bringing a little bit of movement into your spine here as you've got a little bit of a butt wiggle. muscles, as well as improving the mobility through your hips. One more to each side. 1 and 2. And back down. And switch it over. Hands planted. Kicking the other foot out. Lifting up to one side of the mat and back. Tapping your foot down in between if you can. And keep breathing. Big lifts up and over. A few more. One more each side. 1 and 2 and rest. And sit back. All right, we're gonna do a few more stretches now. That was the last of the real work. So we're gonna come forward, tuck our feet under, and sit back. We're going to sit back on our mat. You can go ahead and lay all the way down for this. You can be seated up a little bit. Seated up. You can be sitting up a little bit. We're gonna bring our feet in nice and close to the body. Bring the feet real close to each other and just slowly drop the knees side to side. And let them open through the hips. Now if you want to actually add a little bit of extra stretch to this, you can push yourself up and pull forward just gently. And you'll get a real nice deep stretch in through those hips. And relax into it. And then go ahead and sit back again. Extend those legs out. You're going to cross one ankle, bend that knee and cross it over the opposite knee. Make a big 4 with your legs. And then you're just going to tuck that other knee up, bending the leg. And you'll start to feel a nice stretch in through the back and the glutes. You can bring it up closer. Again, you can be laying down for this. You can grab underneath the knee and pull in. Whatever feels best for you. You can also be doing this sitting up in a chair. It's a really good stretch to do when you've been sitting at an office chair for too long. Go ahead and move it around a little bit. Explore the movement, explore the stretch. See how it feels. And then when you're ready, slowly extend that leg back out. Give them a little shake. Cross the other one over and tuck it in. Tuck my foot in close to my body here. Moving it around a little bit. And then slowly extending that leg back out. And sitting up nice and tall. You can be sitting on your blanket, on your mat, whatever works for you. Sitting cross-legged on your knees. Either way, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to do a little twist to finish ourselves off here. We're going to breathe in deep, bringing our arms up above our head, twisting, dropping right hand to left knee and the left hand back behind you, looking back behind, breathing in deep, and exhale. And breathing in again, bringing your arms up, unwinding, retwisting, bringing your left hand to right knee, twisting back behind. And untwisting, bringing your arms up again, overhead. Exhaling down, shaking it out a little bit, and hopefully you feel good. My hips definitely feel like they got a good workout and they got a good stretch, so win-win there. Again, this was part of the posture correcting program, which you can check out under training plans. And of course, if you ever have any questions, comments, or concerns about the workouts, or maybe you just need a different modification for yourself, come and find me in the Facebook group. You can find it through the community page in the menu above. And I will see you guys at the next workout. Bye.